What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Baraka. Here we do have Baraka in the packaging. Really been looking forward to this figure. What we're going to do now is take a little break, get him open up, and we'll have a better look at the Tarkatan General Baraka. Stay tuned, everyone. And so here we have Baraka posed and out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's actually take a look at what he comes with, because Baraka does come with a few accessories. For starters, he comes with two different head sculpts. He comes with the head that he has on him right now, where his mouth is closed, and then he also does get a second head sculpt where his mouth is open, and they both look really, really nice. Baraka also does come with 4 pairs of hands. He comes with a pair of fists that he has on outside of the packaging. He comes with a pair of relaxed grip hands. He comes with a pair of style pose hands, which looks really good. And then he comes with grip hands, despite the fact he doesn't come with any accessories to grab, which is kind of confusing for me. He also does come with 2 different types of blades. He does come with the short blades that you can see do go on his forearms really, really nicely. And then, of course, Baraka gets the really long extended blades, and these are probably my favorite out of the bunch. He also does get the blade spark effect, which does go on any stand. Unfortunately, Baraka doesn't come with a stand, so I don't know why they didn't include one with Baraka. And then finally, he does get a few blood effects that you can put on either him or the other ninjas that we have, and they look really good. We do get 4 blood effects. We get 2 for the torso, and then we have 2 for the arms, which you can substitute that for the neck. Other than that, Baraka doesn't really come with much, although I don't know what more you would want Baraka to come with. So with that out of the way, let's actually move on to his details. And so here we have a closer look at Baraka, and they did a fantastic job with this figure. However, I do want to point out that, in my opinion, Baraka's head is just a tiny bit too small. Looking at all the promotional art for MK2, he has a bigger head than this, so I don't know why his head is so small, but it's still a really nice sculpt. You can see the teeth are really well done with his gums exposed at the top and the bottom. Now, originally Baraka was supposed to have silver teeth. I don't know if it was Storm Collectible that changed it or if it was an order from Warner Brothers, but you can see they did change it to a more bone color, teeth color, whatever you want to call it. I think I actually prefer the natural look rather than the silver teeth. I don't know what it is about the silver teeth, but I do like the regular teeth a little bit more. Looking at his eyes, you can see he has those pitch black eyes with no iris, no pupil, nothing. It's just black, and that looks really good. You can see he has pointed ears right here. He has some shading at the top of his head, which does kind of look like a buzz cut, but I don't know if Baraka can even grow hair, so that's a little bit confusing for me. He is using a new torso that we haven't seen before, so that really does look good. You can see all the musculature on him. His neck is kind of long, and again, that just goes with the head being a little bit too short or small. Arms are done really well. I do like the fact that he doesn't reuse any of the ninja's parts, which I do like that everything on Baraka is unique, especially these little bracers going around his biceps. You can see he has some spikes protruding out of his forearm. I kind of feel like maybe his forearm should be a little bit bigger, but that's just me. And you can see these spikes are really well done. They're painted. They have the red, like they're piercing through his flesh. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that these are really, really sharp, and you want to be careful switching the blades and his hands in and out, because you might actually stab yourself with one of these. I actually did stab myself on this little point blade, whatever you want to call it, but again, these are really, really sharp, so do be careful switching out the blades and the hands. Right now I do have them with the short blades on, which you can see they do look really good. They're done in this really nice silver color. Now, they do come a little warped out of the packaging, which it can't be fixed with a little hot water, so that is just a little bit disappointing that the blades are a little soft, but then again, I think that's just because the nature of the beast. If they were solid and plastic, they would break really, really easily. Moving on to his costume, you can see he is wearing It's white and red gi, which does look really good. I do like how the red contrasts with the white, and maybe eventually we'll get a Player 2 Baraka. I don't know, we haven't seen any Player 2 variants of the MK Ninjas. I do like his belt. You can see they did a really good job with his little armor plating right here going down the front. You can see his belt does continue onto the side where his gi is, going all the way around to his belt, which looks good. And then he is wearing almost like track pants. They're kind of baggy right here at his thigh, and then as they go onto his calf, they kind of get really tight, so he kind of has like a runner thing going, even though he doesn't really run. I do like the fact that these little red marks on his calf, they're actually sculpted. They're not just painted, so really good detail right there. You can see his pants go over his shoe, which is a little strange that they didn't continue the sculpt at the bottom, but it does cover his shoe, and you can see he does have white shoes, because white shoes are a must-have in Outworld apparently. So overall, I think Storm Collectibles did another fantastic job on another Mortal Kombat figure. So before we go on to his articulation, let's actually compare him to a few other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have Baraka posed next to a DC Multiverse Superman and a Marvel Legends Cyclops. Here we have Baraka posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. And finally, here we have Baraka posed next to a Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Scorpion and a Storm Collectibles Street Fighter V Ryu. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually move on to Baraka's articulation. Now, he does have quite a bit of articulation. He does have a double ball joint in the neck. Well, it's actually a barbell. We have a ball joint going into the neck, and then we have a ball going into the torso. You can see it does lean forward only to about there. Leans back about that far. We do get some head tilt, which goes pretty good. We also do have rotation on that ball joint. He does have ball hinge at the shoulder, and we have a ball going into the torso, so it does pivot forward and back, up and down, all the way around, and you can hear it is a little bit stiff, but I'd rather it be a little bit stiff than tight. It's not super tight to the point where I think it might break, but it is tight enough to make a sound. It does rotate all the way around. It does go out to about that far. Baraka's arms do go out quite a bit. He does have a bicep swivel, which works really good. Double bend in the elbow, giving us only about 90 degrees, but that's just because of how bulky his forearm is. Not his bicep. His forearm is actually a little bit bulkier than his bicep, which is surprising. We do have a ball joint at the wrist, although it's not as good as the ninjas that we've seen, but it is there, so we can swivel on that ball joint. We can have an up and down hinge, or we can move that joint to have an in and out hinge. And then of course be careful for these, because you might poke yourself or you might bend them accidentally. Again, we kind of get a butterfly joint with those shoulders, so they do go forward to about there. So really good articulation. He does have a ball joint up here in the torso. Now, I can get it to go forward, go back, lean side to side, rotate a little bit, but most of your articulation is going to be in this lower ball joint, and combining both ball joints, he leans back about that far. Let's see, crunching forward, move that forward. Yeah, he gets really good bending forward. So let's see, going to the side, no problem, really good articulation at the side, rotation at the waist. He does have ball joints that kick forward about that far, kick back all the way out, and then we have hinges that let his legs kick out all the way, and he can do a full split, so really good movement there. He does have a thigh swivel, although this side is a little bit stiff. It's a little bit freer on this side, but we do have a thigh swivel up there. Double bend in the knee goes up to about that far. We do have no ball joint. We do have an ankle hinge. Actually, it is a ball joint. It's actually pegged into the shin, but I can't get it to rotate, but it is pegged going into the shin, so we do have a hinge that goes up and down, forward facing pin for rocker ankle, and then we have a toe hinge, which works really, really good. So overall, Baraka is a really good figure, and I really like the way he came out. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the Storm Collectibles Baraka posed for my final thoughts. Overall, I really love the way this figure came out. Storm Collectibles keeps knocking it out of the park with these figures, and I am really excited every time they release a new Mortal Kombat figure. I just get really hyped seeing all the promotional images, and I really do enjoy this line. Baraka here is another fantastic addition to that collection. And I really do want to see more Mortal Kombat fighters. Baraka is a really nice choice, but I do want to see some heroes. I mean, we have seen Sub-Zero and all the other good ninjas, but I want to see some Liu Kang, some Johnny Cage. Raiden would also be another nice figure to have. But for right now, I still think Storm Collectibles is doing a fantastic job with these figures. Now, if you are looking for Baraka, he is still available on Big Bad Toy Store, and that's where I got mine. Baraka will run you about $70, and that's before shipping. So you are looking to pay about $75 for this guy with the express shipping, which I think is a pretty good pricing, is how most Storm Collectible figures go, for $70 to $80. If you want to pick up Baraka, I'll probably leave a link down in the description, and this is a must-have figure for any Mortal Kombat collector. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Storm Collectible Mortal Kombat videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. And while you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.